How's up, y'all? It's popping, what's cracking? It's D. About to react to this whole Blake Lively situation. So she has been going very viral lately. Apparently, she has been exposed for being this mean girl, this evil person. She's terrible. She's this, that. This is what people are saying. So we're gonna see exactly what happened. People have asked me to speak on this. So yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
I never thought we would ever see the day where a movie would generate more drama than Don't Worry, Darling. But I have to say, I Think It Ends With Us has it beat. The movie only came out, a few days ago?
I want to read this book.
And there's already...
I really like this author. I think this is the same author of Verity. And I recently read that maybe like a few months ago. Fire. I zoomed through that book. I read that book probably like in 2.5 days. The ending could have been a bit better, but overall, great read. Okay, very interesting. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should read this book, but I do know this is a romance. My least favorite genre across the board when it comes to movies, books, everything. So I don't really know, but this book does have really good reviews, and I like the author. So I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all read the book and if you recommend it.
Been so much controversy
I
surrounding
really don't like
every
romance.
Single aspect of this film, from co-stars
It's
like
just usually
following
so
each other,
cheesy.
shady interviews, and extreme criticism on how this film is being misrepresented, specifically by Blake Lively. It's a mess, so let's get into it. If you're on TikTok, you've probably seen the footage of It Ends With Us being filmed all around New Jersey, and ever since then, it's been non-stop controversy surrounding it. From people not loving the outfit choices, people not loving the casting choices, it's been pretty messy from the start, and that theme is sticking around going into release week. Now, for those of you who don't know, It Ends With Us is a book by Colleen Hoover, and it found major success thanks to TikTok. You can't even walk into an Indigo's or Chapters without seeing this book front and center on some book talk.
I didn't know TikTok made it
Guys,
popular.
I took my girlfriend book shopping at Target, and I asked her why all these books were backwards on the shelf. It's Colleen Hoover. And she said, ask TikTok, what is going on? Why are they backwards? Someone tell me.
Now, if you don't know who Colleen Hoover is and you've never read any of her books, you might have picked up this book in the store and thought it was some teen romance novel, when it's actually quite the opposite. It Ends With Us is about DV, and Colleen Hoover has actually been accused of romanticizing toxic relationships to her younger viewers. Someone on Reddit explained this, and they said,
I'm good with toxicity. Like, give me something interesting. I don't want to hear, oh, I loved him so much, I cried when he walked out. That is cheesy, but I'm okay with toxicity. Because it spices things up. I don't want toxicity in my own life, obviously, but I'll read it.
Some of her books notably either center or touch on domestic violence and abusive or toxic relationships. Given they're primarily romance novels, some of these have been accused of romanticizing abusive relationships or allowing for plot lines that quickly move past abuse to focus on forgiveness or moving on. I personally never read It Ends With Us, so I went into this with no expectations besides maybe thinking it was some cutesy rom-com movie, when, like I said, it's actually quite the opposite. Unfortunately, the promo for this movie has been doing a very poor job of making it clear what this movie was about, and instead have made it sound so much more lighthearted. The cast has been doing promo all week long, and some of them have been handling it better than others. Director and star Justin Baldoni sat down with CBS Mornings and talked about the very serious discussions in this movie and what his hopes are for people, more specifically
is it giving
men,
you vibes?
who may watch it.
As a man, I'm always going to come with my own biases, and it's one of the reasons I was afraid to direct this movie, let alone act in it. And I wanted to make sure this film always had a female gaze, and I was never putting myself into it. But one of the things that I think is very easy to say, especially for us men, is when we maybe talk to somebody who's in this situation, or we read a book, or we hear a news story, the question that's always asked is, why did she stay? And that's the wrong question.
Yeah.
What we need to be asking ourselves is, why do men harm?
Yes.
And that was the big thing for me, and what I've learned more and more.
We can
and
ask
more
both.
Of is these women
I
who
think we could
experience this
ask
every
both
single day. There's real love there. There's charm, there's charisma, there's passion, there's this belief that they can be better, and it's not so simple. So our friends that
I
know
agree,
more,
that's not simple.
I'm wearing their pin right now. They were the ones who really worked with me to help me make this film as truthful as possible.
And people in the comments of this video were
don't like
actually shocked to hear someone finally bring up the DV portrayed in this movie. One person said, "This is the first time I've heard anyone on the cast talk about the DV in this movie." With another person writing, he is the only person bringing awareness to the actual topic and issue. Blake Lively has also been doing press all week long, and she's definitely taken a different approach when asked very similar questions.
Most of us, if we're lucky enough to run into a celebrity in public, we only have a few moments to maybe speak with you guys. But for people who see this movie, who relate to the topics of this movie on a deeply personal level, they're really going to want to talk to you. This movie is going to affect people, and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could I'm just curious about
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally?
And even when she's asked directly to comment on the DV in the film, she still somehow manages to talk her way out of giving any kind of answer with actual substance.
So a lot of survivors of generational and domestic are going to see this film. I'm curious, what is the message that you hope that they take away from it?
I think that you're so much, and not to minimize it anyway, but you're so much more than just a survivor or just a victim. Well, that is a huge thing. You are a person of multitudes, and what someone has done to you doesn't define you. You define you, and what you have in you and what you're capable of, and what you have done and are doing and will do is so much bigger than anything anyone else can do to you. And I think that is, that feels like it is so empowering and rooting and grounding, and I hope that people see that, because this is a story that covers domestic violence, but it's
people
not
don't like
about
that
domestic
answer.
About this woman.
Now, something else you may have noticed from these clips is the lack of press interviews containing all the main stars in one room. We never see Blake with Justin, we never see Justin with Colleen Hoover. They're very much always split up, which has fans thinking something may be going on between the cast. Only a few months ago, Colleen Hoover had no problem being seen with Justin, and now they couldn't be further apart. Colleen has done press with Blake, who is also a main star and a producer for the film, but Justin is missing from all of them, which is pretty disappointing since he seems to be the only person that's capable of talking about the actual issues in this movie. The Hollywood Reporter actually covered this alleged rift, and it sounds like there may be some evidence to back up the rumors. They wrote, "Sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that there was a fracture among the filmmakers in the post-production process wherein two different cuts of the movie emerged. The It Ends With Us sleuthing on TikTok stemmed from Baldoni's notable absence from joint press events, the lack of group photos of Lively and Baldoni together at Tuesday's New York premiere, and the fact that neither Lively, Hoover, nor the rest of the cast follow Baldoni on Instagram, though he follows them." This raised eyebrows, as during the development of the movie, Hoover and Baldoni appeared together on each other's Instagrams multiple times. But despite this potential rift in the cast, Justin has remained very professional and has publicly said nothing but nice things about Colleen, Blake, and the rest of his cast.
I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. When she's a producer on the film from the beginning to the end. She was extremely involved, and she really made the film better. And there were many instances where I honestly just tried to get out of the way and let her take the lead, and especially when it came to intimacy and all of that, like, she had a very clear vision.
But now it's being reported that Justin has since seeked out Crisis PR and is using the same person that also represented Johnny Depp during the Amber Heard trial. So it looks like he knows that all the press surrounding this film and all the negative discourse coming out about how Blake has been handling herself isn't a good look for his film, especially since people in the industry are starting to speak out about their negative experiences with Blake Lively. A few days ago, a reporter uploaded an old interview that she'd done with Blake back in 2016, and she titled it "The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job." And just a fair warning here, this is a hard watch.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
But she's pregnant.
Two nice ones.
And they are kind of bumps, aren't they?
Wait. So Blake is pregnant, it seems. And she threw shade at the interviewer, talking about, "Oh, congrats on your bump." Like, basically trying to call her fat. I'm confused, though. What? She can't say congratulations on your pregnancy? But if she's not pregnant, that's fucked up. But I don't like to comment on women's bodies because you don't know. Women could just be bloated. But I highly doubt she's just assuming that she's pregnant. She must be pregnant. So that's odd.
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. You like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working in digital.
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love Jesse's suits and
that's what I'm saying. His wardrobe was beautiful. Corey's wardrobe.
How did I know?
Those high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I would wish men wore.
Are they purposely ignoring her?
Or their father with his tank top and bed.
So good.
It's just like that. You could feel it.
Table?
It's almost like she was trying to make the interviewer come across sexist or shallow for asking questions about wardrobe or congratulating her on her pregnancy when there's literally nothing wrong with what she asked.
Okay, she is
One
pregnant.
of the top comments also
Yeah,
pointed
weird.
out how hypocritical Blake now looks after her It Ends With Us press tour. They wrote, Blake offended by clothing question in this interview. Blake during It Ends With Us question about DV. Go watch the movie with your girls, wear your florals.
Well, I just really love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real life, and I just really believe in romance. I think that Baz Luhrmann and I are probably the two people who love romance more than anyone ever.
And the mess with this movie doesn't even stop there.
Oh.
People are also accusing Blake and her husband Ryan Reynolds of trying to turn It Ends With Us into a whole Barbie Oppenheimer moment. Deadpool and Wolverine came out at the end of July. Ryan Reynolds is in it, and the way that they've been going about doing press for this
action in that movie. When they was fighting in that fucking car, bro, just top tier action. And I don't even care about action too much. I mean, I'll take it. Sometimes I feel like it's overdone, and I feel like a lot of movies try to compensate with action by covering up that the storyline isn't that great. So I can take it or leave it, but action in this, it was hidden.
Very much feels like,
and I've never seen a Deadpool movie in my life.
Recreate that moment.
Before this.
Ryan even posted a video of him crashing a press junket for It Ends With Us.
Thank you, Brandon. I love the movie.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is cool. It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Let's dive in, shall we? So I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? Do you guys have a nickname or something? Okay, no, just so it's Mrs. Okay. Anyway, I saw this photo. It was very suggestive. So I got it right here.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was gay.
I'm gonna get right to it.
I ain't gonna lie.
How do you explain that?
And Blake then reposted this clip on her own Instagram, and it just goes to show you how filtered his YouTube comment section is, because the comments on her Instagram were not holding back. We had people writing, it seems strange to do a skit about a jealous husband while promoting a film about a jealous husband. Great marketing tactic. Wrong movie. Read the room. You had a real chance to address issues affecting so many when it comes to DV. You had the opportunity to turn this into a beautiful thing for women who suffer every day. Shame on you and your PR team for turning a blind eye. The marketing around this movie is so odd. Justin Baldoni is the only person putting the message first and not advertising florals in their hair product brands, for God's sake. Which is another thing Blake is receiving backlash for. A lot of comments are also accusing her of caring more about promoting her new hair care line instead of spreading awareness about DV and actually taking the topic seriously. One person wrote, disgusting that you're...
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this at all. And this might be controversial. Every fucking thing is controversial these days. Everything is a problem. Everything needs to be argued. Everything is an issue. Everything is problematic. Jesus Christ. I'm going to end it right there. But yeah, I don't understand why people want her to be this social justice warrior and to stand up and be the spokesperson against DV. Like, why would you force that role on her? Not everybody wants to fucking do that, and that's fine. If you want to be that, you do that. You go out and stand on the front lines and fight against DV. That's what you do. Why you forcing that on her? Just because she's in the movie? And I think they said that she's a producer, but okay, that doesn't mean that she wants to talk about it. And that's her right to not talk about it. The fuck? Y'all don't know her own personal experience with DV. Maybe that's a very sensitive topic and she does not want to actually talk about it and risk getting choked up or whatever, or even say the wrong thing, because you can never satisfy everybody. Because look, she did actually talk about it, but clearly that wasn't enough. People were not satisfied. She said in the clip that they showed that does not define you, and you're bigger than that. you're bigger than whatever anybody else can do to you. I feel like that was a solid message. That was her speaking on it. But that's not enough. Y'all want her to speak even further and throw her fist up even higher. I feel like that would be performative at that point. Like, what? And okay, she was in the movie and she helped produce the movie. That does not mean that she wants to talk about it and go into great detail. It could be a personal issue with her. Who knows? Some people are comfortable expressing certain sensitive topics through an artistic form, but you know, they don't actually want to talk about it, especially publicly, because they're constantly getting scrutinized and, y'all, you said this wrong, and why would you say that, or that? Like, it's always some bullshit. So I understand them not really wanting to talk too much about it and tiptoeing around it, because people get mad at every fucking thing. Everything's a problem these days. Like, god damn, it seems exhausting being a celebrity. And I'm not saying she's a great person. Granted, I'm sure I don't know the whole story. She even said in this vid that celebrities have come out and said that she's terrible, so she might very well be a terrible person. I'm not commenting on that at all. I'm specifically commenting on people getting mad at her for not, you know, speaking more about DV, and this is a chance for you to speak up about it and be the spokesperson. What the fuck? Not everybody want to do that. The fuck are you talking about? I hate everybody. This is so goofy, and this goes back to what I've said in the past before. These fans and people on the internet, they want every celebrity and influencer to be this perfect spokesperson for all the causes in the world. They want us to be activists. I'm saying us. I'm not nobody. But I only included me in it because I'm an influencer. I'm on the internet and people push this on me as well. But they want us to be an expert on politics and always say the right thing and encourage people to do the right thing. Like, fuck y'all, bro. Like, that's too much pressure to put on people. And again, not everybody wants to take on that role. Not everybody wants to do that, and that's fine. She don't have to speak on this. And she did. That's the crazy part. She did speak on it, but y'all want her to do more. Go do more. Go do more. You do more. You go volunteer at the DV shelters and you be the spokesperson for it. Since you're so morally superior and you're doing everything right in life, great. Go do that. But stop forcing that on other people. Not everybody feels comfortable in that role and doing that, or they don't want to, because niggas like y'all are always complaining. And even when you try to do some good or try to speak out, it's never good enough. And it's like, oh, well, you didn't say this right. You know, shut the fuck up. Oh, this irritated me more than I thought it would. It's like, what? I want to hear about how she messy and how she's a mean girl and more of what happened in that interview, because that was weird. That was weird how she treated that interview lady. So yeah, give me more of that so we could talk shit about you know, how she's not a nice person per se. But this is bullshit. I don't agree with this message at all. And I don't give a fuck who think what about it. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.